Hey guys, this is Caleb with DSLR Video Shooter, and today we're taking a look at the 8mm Rokinon Cine lens. This is a phenomenal little lens, and I've been really impressed with the build quality as well as the image quality for the price of this lens. The aperture ring is declicked, so you have a smooth aperture ring. It's marked in T-stops, the fastest being 3.8 and on a slow end T22. This lens is made for APS-C sensor cameras, so this isn't going to work as well on a 5D without vignetting. The minimum focus distance is 12 inches, and the lens is obviously manual focus because there aren't any electronics on it. The first thing I noticed about the lens was how well built I thought it was for the price. It fits beautifully on the EOS sensor, at least the Canon version. They do make this with a Nikon version as well. And the lens is incredibly smooth. The focus ring is beautiful, and the aperture ring declicked is also very smooth. So this allows for easy focusing and adjusting of the aperture. The aperture ring and the focus ring do have gears on them for follow focus. But being that it's such a wide lens, I really don't know if it's practical to be using a follow focus on it, especially since it may be difficult to keep the follow focus out of the shot because the lens is so wide. All the markings are on the side of the lens, making it easy to see where your focus is and what stop you have your lens at on the side, as opposed to needing to look over the camera. This is obviously a very stylized lens with a lot of distortion, so you'll see in some of these images like this one, if you look at the lines of the ground and the city landscape, it kind of looks like Inception, that things are warping and twisting as you pan and tilt. So if you're not looking for that, you're not going to want to be moving your camera much. But it does give you a lot of very interesting options style-wise as a lens choice. Not terribly flattering for people either. Here you can see I'm just moving the lens in and out, and you can see the huge amount of distortion. It is a really wide lens, and this is crazy. This is just me adjusting one leg of my monopod. You can see how much of a difference that makes. And this is kind of cool because you can do some interesting stuff with this lens and make it look and feel like a GoPro, even though this is a 7D with an 8mm lens. Because the lens is so wide, you'll notice in this shot, when I go to adjust my aperture, my hand gets in the shot. So you'll have to be careful about that and practice being able to adjust the focus without getting your hand in the shot. And you can see how easy it is. It doesn't take much to get into the shot. The smooth aperture ring is phenomenal for things like this where you want to fine-tune your exposure without having to use your ISO or shutter. So you can see here I'm just going back and forth and adjusting with the ring alone. It's great for shots like this where you're going from a lighter exterior to an interior or darker lit area that you can smoothly adjust the aperture without any kind of stutter or stops. Here's an extreme example of that. Flares are really nice on this lens as well. Here's another example going from underneath a bridge to the lit street. You can just smoothly adjust that aperture without any obnoxious shifts in exposure. This lens isn't the sharpest out there for sure, and you can see on the first image here I have it wide open, and you can see a little bit of a glow around the edges of the text on this poster. And then this image here is stopped down to T22, and you can see the sharpness difference there. So if at all possible, stopping this lens down is going to help a lot with sharpness. So my conclusion after tinkering with this lens and shooting with it a decent amount is that I think for the money it's a really nice, fun lens that can add a lot of creativity and style to your projects. Everything from more static wide shots to a lot of camera movement with that distortion. You can get a lot of really neat results. I would not say this is a great lens if you are just getting started and you don't have that many lenses. I think before this lens you're going to want to have at least a 35 and a 50mm and possibly a zoom lens. But if you already have a few lenses and you're looking to add something to your lens bag to kind of add some creativity, this is a great lens. I think the price is great. I really hope that Rokinon adds geared lens rings and declicked aperture rings to their lenses going forward. I'd love to see a series of lenses like this. But all in all, it's an affordable, decently built, cheap lens that is a lot of fun to shoot with. For more content, check out DSLRvideoshooter.com. Look forward to seeing you guys over there.